What's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video I will be talking to you about habits. You see, for parts of this whole pandemic I've been waking up, well, whenever the I feel like it, and I came to realize that this is not sustainable if I want to reach my goals. So I decided to make some adjustments. Out of all the self-help books I've read, this is probably the most pragmatic. So in this video I want to share with you my takeaway, and we're going to jump into the computer to take a closer look. Hello everyone, and welcome to my desktop and my computer. We're going to go ahead here and try to explain to you guys what I got from the book Atomic Habits. The first thing I really did was to kind of start writing down what habits I want to implement in order to reach my goals. Over here for the morning routine, I wrote habits to implement: running, showering, meditation. To be quite honest with everyone, where I'm from, Montreal, Canada, it's cold probably 9 out of the 12 months that I live here, which is a huge bummer because I've always wanted to have a running routine in the morning. A lot of the times it is impossible. I wish I had David Goggins type of motivation where I could run in the snow, but I don't. So
sound like a straight bitch when I listen to that motherfucker.
Running is something I haven't implemented yet, but I definitely do want to start implementing it now that the weather's getting nicer. The ventilation system just decided to go on super hard. The author talks about having cues for starting a habit. So I've tried to have the cue of like whenever you shower, you should try to meditate right after. So I've been trying to implement this. I've been semi-good at meditating in the morning. Sometimes I'm just in a rush and I skip it. But every time I do meditate it before I leave the house, it feels good on a social level, and also it reduces the fogginess of my mind. Giving yourself the identity of what you want to become. So I always shied away from the idea of calling myself a YouTuber, or calling myself an entrepreneur, or calling myself a mixed martial artist. But these are kind of like the three main departments on which I want to become better at. For YouTube, I've decided that the habits to implement are like trying to write on a daily basis, reading on a daily, Zoom call with people in the field. So kind of bringing in specialists from each field that I want to discuss. I think that would be a great idea to make my videos a little bit more dynamic and value giving than they are at the current moment. In terms of editing, I really want to start getting into DaVinci and After Effects. This is something I've been wanting to implement for a while now. Vlogging and shooting on a regular is another habit I've been trying to implement. One quality YouTube bi-weekly or a weekly blitz. So for me to create a maybe short, easy video once a week, or to create something that demands a little bit more production, I would probably do that bi-weekly. And something else that I've been working on is trying to write blogs. For those of you who don't know, I actually have a personal portfolio. This isn't necessarily my company. My company is Big Fish here, where on Big Fish I do like bigger production stuff, and on this is just my old portfolio that I've just never like really taken the time to upgrade. But I am starting to implement blogs that I've been trying to write for my videos in order to try to increase SEO, so that my videos get views from different sources, or from Google rather. Giving yourself the identity, and I always shied away from that because I was like, oh, I don't want to be that Instagram guy who writes entrepreneur next to his Instagram account. But now I disabled my account and I'm starting to like not really care what people think. So I definitely am an entrepreneur. I've been kind of on my own for the past few years. So when you tell yourself you are a entrepreneur, so you're gonna have to kind of live up to that idea. So it kind of forces you to build the habits or to cultivate, I guess, the skills that make you an entrepreneur. So, alright, so as I'm editing this, I want to add something. The author also does mention to not be attached to whatever label it is you give yourself. I could stop creating YouTube videos tomorrow. However, I could still continue being a creator and start painting. My ego doesn't have to be attached to the idea of being a YouTuber. It's the same thing for being an entrepreneur. I don't need to self-destruct if tomorrow I get a 9-to-5 job because I have identified myself as an entrepreneur. You could let go of whatever label it is that you gave yourself, but it does help you and motivate you to try to fulfill that idea. So yeah, socializing is actually huge for entrepreneurs. Obviously with confinement and the whole pandemic situation, this has become more of a challenge. There's a saying that says your net worth is your network, or maybe it's your network is your net worth. I'm not sure exactly. Your network is your net worth. Yeah, let's change that. Your network. It's actually vice versa. It's not that. It's your network is your net worth. The reason why I write this is because when I think about it, all my contracts, the projects I ever worked on, I think over 85% or over 90% of it was through people I knew or people I met in the industry. Yeah, friends of friends. So this is so true because I've been pretty much living as a solo entrepreneur for the past 3 years over just this model. So socializing is huge for that, and obviously for a lot of different things. You could just make friends and, you know, get to know people. So yeah, solve one problem every day. So every day I come into work and there is some sort of issue. Like for instance, on my Big Fish channel, it was becoming impossible to this button wasn't working anymore. On my Big Fish website, this button wasn't working anymore. So I had to go on WordPress and try to figure out what was going on, and I needed to upgrade my plugins and to kind of like put the link in again for this button to work. So there's always like some sort of issue I guess I have to deal with. So I guess solving one problem every day makes it easy for me to continue living as a solo entrepreneur, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, yeah, so mixed martial artist. Yeah, so I obviously never want to call myself a mixed martial artist because there's always a bigger fish that could whoop your ass. I've been doing jiu-jitsu and a little bit of Muay Thai as of lately. Train once every 2 days minimum, and kind of to see yourself as a mixed martial artist, or for you it could be like an athlete. Oh, I can't spell. Wait. Okay, yeah, athlete. Habits to implement. Train once every 2 days. Obviously, with the whole pandemic situation, with the Rona makes it so much harder to keep these habits going. But there's always ways. You know, you can always work out outside. I know in the area of the world that I'm in right now, the weather's starting to get nicer, so we'll be able to step out and do some workouts there. Yo, what's up guys? I wanted to switch it up a bit and talk to my phone here as I am at the park jogging. Habits are, this little girl looked at me funny. Habits is not about really goal setting. It's about creating a system that's gonna progressively bring you towards your goals. So it's not about necessarily writing a beautiful novel or writing the perfect video script. It's about putting in the hours or practicing on a daily basis. So every time I go to the office, I try to at least write a little paragraph each day to kind of get ideas out of my head, because as a solo entrepreneur, creative person, I kind of have fireworks in my mind at all times, so it really helps me to get ideas out. So I use writing for that, and it's by practicing and compounding those practice over time that you become better at it and you become closer to your dreams. To all the kings and queens, listen to this. You're getting better. You're already better than what you were 6 months ago. Is that it's really hard to see your progress when you're implementing these habits on a daily basis. It's kind of like taking your vitamins or eating healthy. You don't immediately feel the progress. You don't immediately feel the benefits of your habits. So that's why it becomes discouraging. And the author was saying that what's the difference between the amateur and the professional is that the professional can show up every day and do the boring work on a regular basis, even if it's not rewarding. Even if nobody's coming and hitting you on the back and saying, hey, good job buddy, you did your run today. Or hey, good job buddy, you wrote your blog. Or hey, good job buddy, you did the video you said you were going to do. So that's why I could see how striving for greatness or pursuing your dreams or trying to make a living out of your passion could be extremely discouraging, because you don't really see results. That's why you have to just keep hammering at your craft on a daily basis for years before you see any type of significant progress. We could all write down goals, but we need a system. So for instance, one of the systems that I have is that whenever I wake up in the morning, I make my bed and I throw my book on my bed, so that every night when I go to my bedroom, I see the book on my bed, and it's kind of a cue to be like, oh yeah, you have to read now. Another system that helps me read more is I tell myself to just read one page. So once you open your book and you start reading one page, you just become instantly hooked into the reading. So you end up reading a lot more than one page. So keep in mind that it's all about creating a system for yourself. Guys, if you made it this far, I want to thank you so much for sharing your time with me. I have the goal of reaching 1,000 subs by the end of 2021. If you guys could be a part of my journey, I would greatly appreciate every single one of you. If it's not too much to ask, please consider subscribing, smash that like button, comment below. For next week, I plan on doing a video on maladaptive daydreaming. I did a video on that a couple of months ago, and it happened to be gaining a lot of tractions, and there's people in the comment section suggesting that I should go into more depth about this topic. So we will be doing that next week, so stay tuned for that. Make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification. I'll catch you guys next week. All right, peace.